welcome to our channel. In today's video, we will tell you what you need to know before you visit London for the first time. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for updates. What is the difference between the United Kingdom, Great Britain and England? First, let us spare you some embarrassment. The terms UK, Great Britain, and England all have different meanings, and mixing them up may result in a reprimand from a local. Here's what you should keep in mind. The United Kingdom, or UK, refers to England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales as a whole. They are all separate nations with a political union. The term Great Britain refers to England, Scotland, and Wales, but does not include Northern Ireland. England is a single country, and this is where London is located. Packing advice for your first trip to London. Pack layers when it comes to clothing. Summers can be hot and winters can be frigid, and summers can sometimes be cold and gray. The season is not a guarantee of pleasant weather. But one thing is certain, it will rain, so bring a stout umbrella. Not the low-cost variety that will be blown away by a strong gust of wind. Whether it's winter or summer, England adores the rain, and the rain adores England. This is not an exaggeration, it rains roughly 10 to 15 days each month on average. Consider being able to add or remove a layer if the temperature decreases, and bring coat and other warmer clothes for autumn and winter. As a tourist, you will most likely be doing some walking, therefore having a pair of comfortable walking shoes is necessary. If you plan on going to a posh restaurant or club, a pair, or 5, of smart, fancy clothing would suffice. Airports. There are 6 major airports in and around London. More than likely, you'll arrive via one of these if you're an overseas traveler. Heathrow Airport is about 26 kilometers west of central London. If you're staying anywhere close to central London, it's your best option. Gatwick Airport is slightly further afield, about 45 kilometers south. If staying on the outskirts of the city, especially in zones 2 to 6 to the south of London, you may prefer flying into this airport instead. Stansted Airport mainly receive low-cost airlines from Europe and is about 70 kilometers north of central London. The smallest of the airports in terms of passengers is London Southend Airport. Only a few airlines use this airport, and mostly from Europe as well. Luton Airport is 50 kilometers northwest of central London, and may also be your entry point if you're coming from Europe. If you're staying in that direction from the center of the city, and you have the option, it might save you some travel time. London City Airport is in the city itself, but can only handle smaller planes. If you're lucky enough to fly in this way, you'll find it's the easiest option for getting to the rest of London. Most of the airports offer tube, rail, coach or taxi options to get from the terminals to major junctions including the city centre. Prices will vary, depending on where you're going. Generally, tube or transfer coaches will be the cheapest options, while taxis will be the most expensive. Taxis only really make sense if you are in a group of 5 or more and share the expense. The upside is that it will take you to your door. But you will be looking at spending £55 and up for a one-way journey. How much to save up for a London trip? London can be an expensive destination, but there are ways to cut corners and cost and still have a blast in the city on the cheap. Accommodation prices can range tremendously in London. Going to a hostel can cost as little as £10 per night, while a luxury hotel can often tap your wallet for £250 or more per night. You can always investigate Airbnb or cheaper hotels. You'll probably need around £100 per day for eating well, and that's with a fair amount of eating out at pubs and restaurants. It'll be cheaper to use public transport as much as possible with travel passes, rather than taxis or Uber. Budget around £25 per day for this. So, if you stay at an Airbnb in Covent Garden for around £150 per night, and plan to spend £150 on food, transport and small sundries per day, you might budget £1,500 for a 5-day-long visit. Visit free museums. There are plenty at count 23 free museums, including the National Gallery and the Tate Modern. No excuses not to take advantage of these. Buy the London Pass. The London Pass provides free and discounted entrance tickets to more than 80 attractions. It also offers discounted public transport. As a first-time visitor to London, you'll save if you plan on visiting these attractions, especially over 14 or more days. A 6-day pass costs £169, which works out to only £28 per day, which you can easily spend trying to get into just one venue like the Tower of London. The pass will allow you into several places per day for that cost. Buy tickets in advance. Lots of places offer discounts for advance bookings. For cheap theater tickets or tickets on the day, check out Leicester Square Ticket Booth, aka TKTs. Located in Leicester Square's Clock Tower. You can almost always find cheap and last-minute tickets for West End shows if you know where to look. Most West End shows offer day seats. Good, cheap tickets released around 10 a.m. for that evening's performance. Available in person from the box office only. For popular shows, you'll need to queue. So, get there early. 8 must-see attractions for first-time London visitors. If you're visiting London for the first time and have a few days of vacation, then be sure to put these 8 attractions at the top of your itinerary. Number 1. British Museum. The British Museum is a world-renowned human history and culture museum that's been open to the public since 1759. It houses a permanent collection of more than 8 million works of art and artifacts from all around the world that date from prehistoric to modern times. Some of its collection includes the Rosetta Stone, the Parthenon sculptures, and several mummies in the Ancient Egypt collection. Visiting the museum is free and is the perfect place for any history buffs or antiquities lovers. As one of the best museums some have said they've ever been to, the British Museum has something for people of all ages to see and learn. Number 2. Tower of London. The Tower of London, which includes 20 towers, has more than 900 years' worth of history as a royal palace, fortress and prison. Spend an afternoon or even a full day here with the different exhibitions, tours and other family activities offered. If you're visiting London for the first time, the White Tower is a must-see as it's a very important historic building and an iconic symbol of London and its heritage. If you have time, go on a yeoman warder tour, where you'll be entertained with tales of treachery, torture and passion about the tower from a tower guard. Number 3. Buckingham Palace. You can't visit London for the first time and not visit the official London residence of British sovereigns since the mid-1800s. Buckingham Palace is the current London home of the Queen, as well as the monarch's administrative headquarters. There are 775 rooms furnished and decorated with beautiful and priceless pieces of furniture and art from the royal collection. The state rooms are open to palace visitors all year, so you should plan on spending at least 2 hours on your visit. Number 4. Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey is a 700-year-old church located in the heart of London. Several royal weddings and coronations have taken place here. Since it's known as a living pageant of British history, it stays busy and the staff usually keeps visitors moving at a fairly quick pace on their guided tours. You can also choose an audio guide and go about the Abbey at your own pace. Either way, taking pictures or videos aren't allowed inside Westminster Abbey at any time, so be sure to take lots of mental pictures. Number 5. Houses of Parliament. Located on the banks of the Thames are the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. Take a guided tour inside the Houses of Parliament into the Commons and the Lords' Chambers, which are offered on Saturdays and certain weekdays when Parliament is on recess. You can also see the famous giant clock tower known as Big Ben, but unfortunately only UK residents can actually tour it. Number 6. Royal Museums Greenwich. The Royal Museums Greenwich has 4 places for you to check out if you're visiting London for the first time. The National Maritime Museum is the leading maritime museum of the UK and the largest one in the world. Next, is the Royal Observatory Greenwich, which houses London's only planetarium and the biggest refracting telescope in the UK. It's also the home of Greenwich Mean Time, also known as the prime meridian of the world. Then, there's the Queen's House, a 17th-century royal villa filled with a wonderful collection of fine paintings. Last, you can come aboard and go beneath the famous Cutty Sark. This ship is one of the fastest and last surviving tea clippers of her time. Number 7. Tower Bridge. Come to Tower Bridge, a Victorian bridge that's one of the most famous ones in the world that crosses the River Thames, to get a beautiful view and plenty of pictures of London. A full visit to Tower Bridge exhibition or a personal guided tour lasts about 1 hour and 30 minutes and lets you see all of Tower Bridge and hear all about its history and inner workings. Number 8. London Eye. Come to London Eye to get a bird's-eye view of London's South Bank at more than 400 feet up in the sky. On one of this giant Ferris wheel's 32 capsules, which can hold up to 25 people, you'll spend roughly 30 minutes checking out the City of London and 50 of its famous landmarks. For a more personal experience, Get a private capsule or go for the romantic and private Cupid's capsule, complete with a bottle of champagne and a box of luxury chocolates. Visiting London for the first time, you want to take in as much of the city as you can. Although your time is most likely limited on your trip, take in these 8 attractions and you will get the most out of London that you can as a first-time tourist. So that's it for today. What do you think of our video? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and would like to hear more from us, please subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications before you go. Thank you so much for watching us.